Imagine living a life where you think everything is perfect: your marriage, your home, your future. Then, one night, everything you thought you knew gets completely shattered by a single, unexpected revelation. I was making dinner for my wife, Sarah, the love of my life, when a knock at the door changed everything. It was her best friend, Rachel. Her eyes were filled with panic, and she said, "I need to talk to you. It's urgent." What she told me that night was a truth I never saw coming and could never have prepared myself for. Before I dive deeper into this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button because this is a tale of betrayal, secrets, and the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. You won't want to miss the twists that follow. It was an ordinary night at home. I was cooking dinner for Sarah, who was coming home late after work. I'd been looking forward to having a quiet evening together, to unwind and reconnect. But when the doorbell rang, it wasn't Sarah. It was Rachel, her best friend, standing in front of me, her face drained of color. "Rachel, what's going on?" I asked, concerned by her frantic expression. Without any pleasantries, she stepped inside, her eyes darting nervously around the room. She looked like she had just run a marathon. She sat down on the couch, her hands twisting together in her lap. "Tom, I don't know how to say this, but Sarah's been keeping something from you, something really big, and I can't stand it anymore. I have to tell you the truth." I felt a cold wave of dread wash over me. This wasn't the Rachel I knew. This was someone who was holding on to a secret that was too big to hide any longer. I braced myself for whatever was coming next, but nothing could prepare me for the words that were about to come. "Sarah's been seeing someone else, Tom," Rachel whispered, her voice barely audible. "She's been having an affair." My world stopped. The room around me seemed to fade as her words echoed in my ears. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. It felt like the ground had been pulled from beneath me. "What?" I stammered, trying to make sense of what Rachel had just said. "That's not possible. Sarah would never do that." "Are you sure?" Rachel nodded, her eyes full of guilt. "I wish I didn't have to say this, but I'm certain. I've seen it with my own eyes. She's been with him for months. I tried to talk to her, but she wouldn't listen. She's in love with him, Tom." I felt my heart shatter. The woman I had been with for 5 years, the woman I thought I knew better than anyone, had been hiding this from me. She'd been living a lie, and I had no idea. "Why are you telling me this now? Why didn't you tell me sooner?" I asked, my voice shaking with anger and confusion. Rachel took a deep breath, her eyes filled with sorrow. "Because I can't watch you be in the dark any longer. She's been using me as a cover, saying she was working late when she was really with him. She's lying to everyone. And I can't stand it, Tom. I don't want you to find out in some other way." I stood up, pacing back and forth, trying to make sense of everything Rachel had just dropped on me. I trusted Sarah with my life. We had plans, dreams, a future together. And now it felt like everything was slipping away. "Where is she now?" I demanded, my voice trembling with anger. Rachel looked down, tears welling up in her eyes. "She's with him. She said she was going to spend the night with a friend, but she's not." "I'm sorry, Tom. I didn't want to be the one to break your heart, but you deserve to know." I couldn't stay in the house another minute. I had to see her. I had to confront Sarah. My mind raced and my heart was pounding in my chest as I grabbed my jacket and rushed out the door, ignoring Rachel's calls for me to slow down. I drove to the place Rachel had said Sarah might be, a small coffee shop Sarah used to frequent. When I walked in, my heart nearly stopped. There she was, sitting across from another man, laughing like nothing was wrong. The way she looked at him, the way she smiled, it was like a knife to the chest. "Sarah," I shouted, my voice full of disbelief. "What is this? What's going on?" She froze, her face going pale as she turned toward me. The man sitting across from her stood up quickly, his eyes widening. He wasn't just some friend. He was someone she had been hiding from me. "Tom, I can explain," Sarah stammered, standing up. Her hands were shaking, and she looked like she was about to cry. "It's not what you think." I couldn't believe it. The woman I trusted, the woman I loved, was standing there, caught in a lie so deep that there was no way out. "Explain? You've been lying to me for months, Sarah. For months. How long have you been seeing him? How long have you been living this double life?" Her eyes filled with tears, but there was no way to take it all back. I never meant for this to happen, Tom. It started with small lies and then it got worse. I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to stop. That night, when Sarah came home, she begged for forgiveness. She cried, she apologized, but it didn't matter. The trust was shattered beyond repair. We sat in silence, the weight of everything that had happened hanging between us. She asked if I would stay, if we could fix it, but deep down I knew that our relationship had changed forever. I thought about revenge, about filing for divorce right away, but I didn't want that. I didn't want to destroy everything. I walked away from her, not out of anger, but because I knew I couldn't go on pretending. The love was still there, but it was buried under betrayal. I made the painful decision to leave, not because I hated her, but because I had to protect myself. I stayed away for a while, not rushing into divorce, but knowing in my heart that things would never be the same. No matter what Sarah said, no matter how many times she apologized, I had to rebuild my life. I couldn't live with a lie any longer. Sometimes the hardest thing you'll ever do is walk away from someone you thought you could trust with your heart. But sometimes it's the only way to protect yourself from the pain of betrayal. If you've ever faced something like this, or if this story resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more stories like this. And remember, never settle for anything less than the truth. Stay strong, keep your head high, and take care of your heart. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.